If you're watching this video, there's a 90% chance you have something on your hand that's slowly poisoning your mind. You check it dozens of times a day. You scroll through it before bed and reach for it first thing in the morning. And every time you do, there's a good chance you're consuming something that, according to Schopenhauer, is literally destroying your ability to think clearly. I'm not talking about some conspiracy theory. I'm talking about your smartphone and the endless stream of content you feed your brain through it. In his famous essay on reading, Schopenhauer wrote something that should be plastered as a warning label on every social media app. He said, "One can never read too little of bad or too much of good books. Bad books are intellectual poison. They destroy the mind." Intellectual poison, those aren't just dramatic words. Schopenhauer meant them literally. He believed that consuming bad ideas doesn't just waste your time, it actively corrupts your thinking, warps your perception of reality, and damages your mind in ways that are difficult to reverse. Now, Schopenhauer died in 1860. He never saw a smartphone. He never scrolled through Twitter or watched TikTok videos or read inflammatory blog posts designed to hijack your attention. But his warning about bad books being intellectual poison is more relevant today than ever, because we're no longer talking about the occasional bad book. We're talking about a fire hose of toxic content being sprayed directly into our brains 24/7. Today, information isn't locked away in libraries. It's in your pocket, in your hand, one tap away, anytime, anywhere. And most of what's available isn't even trying to educate you. It's trying to enrage you, frighten you, or manipulate you into clicking. What makes content poisonous? When Schopenhauer talked about bad books being poison, he wasn't just talking about poorly written books. He meant content that distorts your view of reality, that fills your mind with confused ideas, false information, and destructive perspectives. Think about it like this. Your mind is like a water filtration system. Everything you consume, every article, video, post, and comment flows through and leaves something behind. Good content leaves behind useful minerals, valuable nutrients. Bad content leaves behind toxins. Now imagine you're drinking from a polluted river every single day, multiple times per day. You wouldn't expect your body to stay healthy. That's exactly what most of us are doing with our minds. When you open Instagram and see a post claiming something outrageous about politics, health, or society, it's designed to trigger an emotional response: anger, fear, moral superiority. You don't fact-check it because it feels true. And besides, hundreds of people have already liked and shared it. That false or misleading idea gets absorbed into your worldview. It becomes a reference point. The next time you encounter related information, you filter it through this corrupted lens. You seek out more content that confirms this false belief, because the algorithm is happy to feed you more of what you engage with. And slowly, your entire understanding of that topic becomes distorted. This is exactly what Schopenhauer warned about. The poison isn't just one bad idea. It's the compounding effect of bad ideas building on each other, creating a warped view of reality that becomes harder and harder to correct. How do you protect your mind from this poison? 1. Treat your mind like you treat your body. You think carefully about what you put into your body. You avoid eating literal poison. You try to eat nutritious food. You recognize that consuming junk food constantly will make you unhealthy. Apply the same logic to your mind. As Schopenhauer wrote in his essay, bad books are intellectual poison. They destroy the mind. If you wouldn't drink contaminated water, why would you consume contaminated ideas? Before you click on an article or watch a video, ask yourself, is this going to make me smarter, or is it just going to make me angry? If it's the latter, close it. That's intellectual junk food, and you're better off hungry than poisoned. 2. Curate your sources ruthlessly. In Schopenhauer's time, you had to seek out books deliberately. Today, content seeks you out. This means you need to be far more aggressive about what sources you allow into your life. If an account, channel, or website consistently makes you feel worse, distorts your view of reality, or trades in outrage rather than insight, unfollow it immediately without guilt. Think of this as pest control for your mind. You wouldn't let termites stay in your house just because they showed up. Don't let toxic content creators remain in your feed just because they're entertaining. This week, audit your social media follows. Unfollow anyone whose content makes you anxious, angry, or pessimistic without making you more informed or wise. Replace them with sources that challenge you to think deeply rather than react emotionally. 3. Embrace information fasting. Schopenhauer believed we should read sparingly and only when our own thinking runs dry. Today we need to go further. We need regular periods of complete information fasting. This means designated times daily, if possible, where you consume zero content. No social media, no news, no articles, no videos. Just you and your thoughts. This isn't about ignorance. It's about giving your mind time to process, to digest, to clear out the toxins you've inevitably absorbed. Think of it as a mental detox. Implement a daily digital sunset. 1 hour before bed, no screens, no content consumption. Use this time for reflection, conversation, reading a physical book, or simply being alone with your thoughts. You'll be shocked at how much clearer your thinking becomes. 4. Build your discernment muscle. The ultimate protection against intellectual poison is the ability to recognize it when you see it. This means developing critical thinking skills and a sensitive bullshit detector. Ask questions. What's the source of this information? What's the evidence? Who benefits from me believing this? Does this trigger my emotions to bypass my reasoning? Am I being manipulated? Before sharing any content, pause and ask, do I actually know this is true? Or does it just confirm what I want to believe? If you can't confidently verify it, don't share it. You'll be doing your part to stop the spread of intellectual poison. Conclusion: Schopenhauer understood something profound. What we consume shapes who we become. Not just what we eat, but what we read, watch, and absorb into our minds. When he wrote that bad books are intellectual poison, they destroy the mind, he was issuing a warning that echoes across centuries. In his time, the danger was bad books. In ours, it's the tsunami of low-quality, manipulative, reality-distorting content that floods our devices every moment of every day. Your mind is the most valuable thing you own. Guard it accordingly. Because once it's poisoned, clearing out the toxins is a long, difficult process.